are watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now with me, Anjali Palod and Ankur Mishra. Let's first go across to Ankur. Take us through the markets today.
Yes, markets remain in green territory. As you have seen, Nifty is almost at the highest point of the day. And where is this strength coming from? NSE advanced decline ratio, you can see 1,840 in advanced mode and 771 stocks decline. Nifty gainers, Jio Financial is actually leading the pack with over 4% gain, followed by Adani Enterprise, Adani Port and Power Grid. Similarly, if you talk about losers, Eternal is the top loser today in Nifty and followed by Dr. Reddy's, Bajaj Finserv. And if you talk about Nifty Bank, that is trading almost flat but still managing to be in the green territory. However, mid cap and small cap is showing strength. So all in all, markets is remaining in positive territory and currently at the highest point of the day if you talk about Nifty.
Right, of course, this is the show where we take your stock queries and now we're taking those queries on WhatsApp as well. Ping us on 8657974571 and get investment analysis on your holding and tips for fresh buys in the market. Write to us ASAP. Well, it is Friday, which means it's time for the Buy Now Sell Now Pathshala, and we are joined by Kunal. Kunal, take us through what you have in store for us.
Thank you so much for that, Anjali. Today's topic is gap retest strategy, a very interesting with a gap. Now, wherever we see such kind of a gap on the charts, where the next candle, makes a higher low as compared to a very interesting strategy. Moved up higher towards the zone of 100, 105, came back towards retest of the gap. Filled this gap in terms of entirely, and now taking a support over here, the stock moves up higher and the momentum accelerates for the stock price. So it's a very interesting strategy. You can try and replicate this for trades on the charts, especially for individual stocks.
Thanks Kunal for that Pathshala. We'll definitely keep in mind. With this, it's time to take a short break. For that Pathshala, we'll definitely keep in mind. With this, it's time to take a short break. But don't go away. After the break, we'll try to address most of your stock queries.
Presented by Canara Bank. Together we can. Co-powered by the Carens Clavis, made for epic journeys. Co-powered by Angel One for Everyone, app for smart investing. In association with LIC.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Sambhav Steel Tubes Limited now proposes an initial public offering of its equity shares. The 100% book built offer is being offered at a price band of rupees 77 to rupees 82 per equity share or face value of rupees 10 each. Offer opens on Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Offer closes on Friday, June 27th, 2025. For risk involved and other details, please refer to the Red Herring Prospectus dated June 19th, 2025, which is available on the website of the company, the SEBI, the BRLMs and the stock.
In 3 months or so, the stock has shown some bit of recoveries, far better stability as compared to Aurobindo Pharma.
All right, that's the advice which is coming in on Dr. Reddy's. But Kunal, I have one more query for you, and it is coming from Gajanan. He is specifically asking about Jubilant Foodworks, but the query is a little complicated and I'll simplify for you. He is saying he plans to sell Jubilant Foodworks and invest in Bajaj Finance or Jio Financials. He has given options also. Option A, should I sell Jubilant Foodworks? Option B, if yes, which stock should he invest? Bajaj Finance or Jio Financials or any other stock?
Option A and option B both ticked. So option A is yes, I think Jubilant Food is something which you can consider exiting. At the same time, I think shifting to Bajaj Finance and Jio Finance could actually be a good bet at current levels. So multiple things working out for the entire NBFC pocket. Bajaj Finance, the way the stock has given a breakout after weeks of consolidation. Jio Finance, the stock coming back into that high beta breakout and trading about the 200 DMA on the technical charts. I think that is auguring exceptionally well for the stock over the near to medium term. So I think it's a good strategy to shift from maybe a stock which is waiting for a breakout like Jubilant Food towards a stock which are already geared up and confirmed the breakout for themselves.
Right. Thanks for that, Kunal. We also have joining us on the show Ajit Mishra, the SVP of Research at Relicare Broking. Welcome to the show, Ajit. For the first question, the first query that we have for you today is coming in from Mohan from Orissa. He's holding 7 shares of Dixon Technology at 15,600 for the past 45 days. He wants your suggestion whether he should hold or should he switch over to some other script. He's ready to hold for 3 months.
All right, good morning. So yes, he should definitely hold because earlier we were seeing that the stock was languishing around the long-term averages. Of late, it has made an attempt, a decisive attempt rather, not only to surpass but to sustain above the same also. We believe that once we cross this 15,000 barrier, then probably 16,500 to 17,000 is something that the stock might take in the next 3 to 6 months. Definitely, she should hold now, and on the closing basis, 13,500 should be his stop loss.
All right, that's advice which is there on Dixon Technologies. Next query is coming in from Mohan, and actually Mohan's query has already been answered. Next query is from Siva Rao, and he wants to ask about L&T Finance. Kunal, would you want to attempt to answer his query? He has bought L&T Finance at 160 in 2017. What should he do now?
I think continue to hold on, and after quite some time, the stock has managed to come back into a breakout about 200 levels. Yes, it's been a tough journey for L&T Finance. The stock, I think from 150-60 mark went down to as much as 50 or 60 rupees in 2020, and then from there the stock has managed to claw its way back towards the 200 mark. It's been a tough journey for L&T Finance, but then I believe that with the kind of momentum the stock has shown this quarter, it's up almost 17% this month so far, and the last 3 months I think the stock is up somewhere around 25%. So I believe in that context the momentum is coming back again into L&T Finance. The stock perched at a fresh lifetime high for itself about the 200 levels, would suggest a hold. My expectation is that if this momentum continues for the stock price, even for the next 3 months to 6 months, we could be looking at 240 to 250 as a potential higher target for L&T Finance.
Right. Thank you for that advice, Kunal. The next query that is coming in is from Reena Thomas from Kerala. She's recently bought 37 shares of ITDC cementation, and this was at 764 per share. Should she exit now or hold on? Ajit, can you take that question? Ajit, can you take the question? This is Reena Thomas, who's bought 37 shares of ITDC cementation at 764 per share. Should she exit now or hold on?
So see, the stock has been trading almost vertically, means from 460 to 900. It's almost a vertical run, and the stock has been holding strongly above the short-term averages. Though the indications are definitely overbought and she's making decent profit, my recommendation would be to at least book partial profit around the current area and maintain a trailing stop at 860. Since the stock is at the record highs, it's in uncharted territory, the upside is open. So once, let's say, we reach the next major psychological mark around 1000, she should trail a stop loss to 950 and hold.
All right, next query which is coming in from a senior citizen. RG Rao from Trichy is asking that he is a senior citizen and wants to invest 2 to 3 lakhs for 1 to 2 years. Suggest some 3 to 4 good stock in the new age economy like semiconductor, data management, green energy, etc. Kunal, what will you recommend?
See, I believe that since you have a time frame of 2-3 years, rather than sticking to the sectors which you mentioned, because they would be evolving sectors, and you would probably have a higher threshold in terms of time frame. You need to look at least 5 years, 7 years for these sectors to try and give you solid returns. But I think I would recommend few large cap stocks and something which I think warrants attention given the kind of breakout we've seen in the recent past for many of these large cap names. HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, I think they're classical bet at current levels. These stocks coming back into their own in terms of breakouts, ending the zones of consolidations, coming HDFC Bank specifically coming towards a lifetime high breakout of that 2000 mark, I think indicates that the momentum is going to come back again pretty soon for the stock price, and we are looking at the stock starting a major trending nature on the upside, which could last for even couple of years for the stock price. So I would probably be bullish on these two names. From the mid cap end, we've been recommending L&T Finance, AB Capital from the NBFC pack. You can consider that. Maybe even the PSU theme, and I think specifically the PSU banking stocks. I believe there would be a phase over the near term that the PSU banking stocks would start to look very attractive. So Bank of India, SBI, PNB, etc. These are the few bets which I would recommend.
Right, that's the word coming in from Kunal. Next up, we have a query from Mahendra, who's from Mumbai. There are two stocks that he wants to know about. He has 15 TVS Motor shares, which he bought at 2858, and Kane's 10 shares at 5847. So, Ajit, he wants to know whether he should hold or sell.
So TVS definitely he should hold, because now after almost nearly 8-9 months of consolidation, the stock is set to make a new record highs. In fact, there was a fresh buying pivot formation. It's a tight range consolidation that it has recently ended. So now we have a base around 2800, which is acting as a strong support. We believe that once we cross this record highs barrier close to around 2950, probably the stock can inch toward 3350, 3400 positionally. So with a time horizon of, let's say, 1 to 2 months, you should definitely hold with 2800 as a closing stop loss. For Kings, it's trading a very tight range, means there was hardly any price action. The volumes have also dried. So if the time horizon is, let's say, 3 to 6 months, he can stay put, because we are still holding off the major averages. Price action wise, above 6200, we might see the fresh momentum. In that case, 6750, 6800, the previous swing high is going to be the next target area. So with stop at 5500, one can stay put in Kings also.
All right, that's the view which is coming in. But moving on, the next query is on Avanti Feeds, and Girish Iyer from Trivandrum is asking that he has a purchase price of 857 and holding 1000 shares. Kunal, he's making some loss, so what should he do?
See, first of all, there has to be a major rationale of you buying Avanti Feeds, I'm assuming that it's, and I'm hopeful that it's not on the basis of news flow, just surrounding the budget for the stock, because that's where the stock tends to be a lot more active. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why you should be investing into the stock price. It's a very high beta stock. You just look at the recent movement into the stock price. In the last 4-5 months, there have been phases where the stock has moved 200 points in a matter of weeks, and almost 4 times for the stock price. That's an extreme bout of volatility, like a 20% swing which happens in a matter of weeks for the stock price. And if you're caught at the wrong end, which in this case you are, the waiting period gets a lot more elongated. So I would believe that you need to recheck the strategy in which you are looking at picking up stocks. For Avanti Feeds, as of now, just hold on, but I believe eventually over the next maybe 1 to 2 months, you may get your cost price once the stock starts to recover. That's a time where you need to exit and switch back to quality.
Right. Thank you so much for that, Kunal. With that, it's time to take a short breather on this show. We'll catch you on the other side with more of your queries answered.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Sambhav Steel Tubes Limited now proposes an initial public offering of its equity shares. The 100% book built offer is being offered at a price band of rupees 77 to rupees 82 per equity share of face value of rupees 10 each. Offer opens on Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Offer closes on Friday, June 27th, 2025. For risk involved and other details, please refer to the Red Herring Prospectus dated June 19th, 2025.
Expect for the stock in the medium term.
Right, thank you so much for that, Kunal. We have another query from Gautam from Mumbai. He noticed that AB Capital is losing for the last few days and Geo Finance is the one that is gaining. So he wants to know whether it is a good idea for him to sell AB Capital and buy Geo Finance for the next 12 to 18 months. What do you think, Ajit?
So in my opinion, in fact, Aditya Birla Capital also, it's been almost nearly 8 to 9 years of consolidation which have ended. Means stock has recently made a new multi-year highs, and the move was almost vertical in the last leg. Means from 190 to 275 is something that the stock has experienced. So it's natural to see some bit of consolidation and some profit taking. So in my opinion, he can stay put in AB Capital if the view is, let's say, 1 year. And in fact, in case if he wish to make any fresh investment, he can consider GeoFrance also.
All right, next query coming in from Ignatius, who is regular viewer of ET Now. He keeps sending queries, and this time he wants to know from Kunal about CDSL. What will you recommend, Kunal? What should he do in CDSL?
So I think again a good chart for CDSL over the short term. The stock has given a golden crossover on the technical basis, which means a 50 DMA crossing about 200 moving average. Historically, that has triggered the stock price to further continue the uptrend, and even at current levels of 750 thereabouts for CDSL, I think the stock should be good for at least another 100 points even the near term. So if you're looking at it at this as a trending play and with a time frame of 3-6 months, I think it's a good direction which you can look to buy. And even from a swing play, that is a short-term trading strategy, I think the stock fits well.
Right. The next query that we have is from Ramesh, who is from Delhi. He wants to shift from NCC, that's a 20% loss-making stock for him, to Union Bank at the current prices. He wants to know whether it is advisable to shift right now, or should he average in NCC? Ajit, can you take that question?
Yeah, so if the time horizon is less than 3 months, definitely he can consider doing that, because outrightly the most of the PSU banks, they are witnessing decent momentum, and NCC is still struggling below its major averages. So until we cross and sustain above 245 mark, I doubt that we can see any meaningful recovery or a rebound in NCC in the near future. On the other hand, Union Bank or other PSUs like Canara Bank, Indian Bank, they are doing well. So around 155 is something that the Union Bank is currently quoting. So if he considers to switch, then around 140 or rather 138 is something that he should maintain as a stop loss. And gradually he can wait towards 175 to 180 as a positional targets.
All right, next query coming in for Kunal. He's a big fan of yours, Satya Veni. He's writing about Tech Mahindra and Persistence System. Or would you suggest any other stock in this space to him?
Thank you so much for that. I would recommend Coforge. I think if you can consider that also, that's a much more stronger, formidable name in the mid-cap IT names. You can also consider large-cap stocks like Infosys, which I believe, I think at current levels of 1600 thereabouts, the stock is due for results, of course, generally in the first half of the month of July. But then I think post that, assuming the stock doesn't, surprise to the negative side, I believe Infosys could also be a stock which could be impending towards a breakout. We've seen Nasdaq, the global indices already hitting or coming close to the lifetime high levels. That should bode well for the large cap IT space as such on a larger view. So I believe Infosys as well as Coforge could be the other names which you can consider.
Right. The next query that we have is from Kusuma from Pune. She would like to know like to know about the Concor stock for the next 6 months. Is it the right price for her to buy now? She's looking at for a 15% upside. Ajit?
So it's a very critical juncture because the stock is hovering between its medium-term to long-term averages, and we are set for the breakout above 765, 770 levels. So yes, the risk reward is favorable because we've already seen almost 5-6 months of consolidation corrective phase, and now it seems like a reversal pattern formation on the daily charts. So with stop at 720 on the closing basis, something that she can consider going long. Since her upside is something around 15 to 20%. So yes, 875 to 900 is something that she can wait for.
All right, moving on to next query, which is coming in from Andhra Pradesh. Sambha Sivrao is asking about City Union Bank, 1,000 shares he holds. He hasn't mentioned about the price. Kunal, what will you recommend?
So I would recommend a buy as well as a hold on City Union Bank. I think right now we are at a juncture where the mid-cap end of the private sector banking names as well as the PSU banking stocks, they would start to look attractive and they would start to come back into the breakout. Some of them have been consolidating for years, and City Union Bank I think is one of the stocks in the same category. I would suggest that at current levels the stock looks attractive. Of course, there are far better bets on the large cap private sector banking names, but I'm assuming that you may have parked or invested some money over there. So I think from the mid-cap end you can consider City Union Bank.
Right. The next query is coming from Jacob from who's writing to us from UAE. His investment horizon is for 5 years, and he wants to know about IRDA, PFC, REC, whether they are a good buy for long term, and he also wants to know what is the ideal buy zone to accumulate 500 of each of these shares. What do you think, Ajit?
So yes, REC, PFC, IRDA, they all are good companies to look at, and especially after this corrective phase, it's almost like 5 to 6 months on an average, we were seeing that most of the stocks are down. And PFC, in fact, it's a good dividend play also. So with time horizon of, let's say, 4-5 years, though it's a very long-term time horizon, I would recommend him to review his position every at least a year. PFC at current level also you can consider, considering this time horizon is long, and we have already seen a sharp correction from the record highs. So around 424, you can consider accumulating PFC, and in case it comes down to around, let's say, 370, 360 area by any chance, you can add more. For IRDA, again here the same story, means the stock was quoting around 300 around the record highs, and it tested the lows around 140. It's been very stable from last 4-5 months. So probably we can see further consolidation. So here 160 to 170 should be the accumulation range, and in the next leg, once we, let's say, cross 200, then probably we can see the fresh momentum. And what was the last stock apart from IRIDA?
PFC and REC is something that he wants to know about.
Okay, so PFC we've already answered. REC, just in case, if that is IRFC, I guess it was the stock. So here also we are seeing a similar kind of recovery after the corrective phase. At current level also you can consider accumulating and add more in case if it sees any dip towards 125.
All right, that's the advice coming in from PFC REC. And moving on, a senior citizen from Kochi, Matthew, is writing to ask about Kotak Mahindra Bank. He has purchased 100 shares of Kotak Mahindra Bank at 1,910, and this happened almost 5 years back. Kunal, what should he do? And would you recommend any other stock in the banking space as well?
Yeah, I think Kotak Bank, for example, first, I think that stock is attractive. You can consider holding on to the stock. We understand that the stock has not performed very well, but then, there are phases where large cap stocks, they tend to underperform. But then when they, when the entire sector gets back into a breakout, eventually these large cap stocks, they find their, behavioral characteristics and they come back into a strong uptrending mode. So I'm sensing maybe Kotak Bank could be a stock which can find its mojo back. From the other names, HDFC Bank is something which, I just, spoke on. The stock looks attractive, has confirmed a breakout about 2000 mark. That's something which you can consider buy. And especially, I think also, if you're looking at a slight high beta pocket or the rate sensitives, I would believe that you can look at even the PSU banking stocks, especially the larger cap names.
Right, so those are the picks from Kunal. The next question is from Sastamani from Coimbatore. They've bought ABB at 5,320. The quantity was 300, bought about 4 months back. They want to know whether they should hold or sell. If they hold for another 8 months, what can they expect from this stock, Ajit?
First of all, he bought it very, strong support area. Is already making decent profit, and in fact, the stock has started witnessing traction now because it has reclaimed its major averages. So definitely, he should stay put now. For a 1 year time horizon, probably around 6800 to 7,000 something that the stock might test. So with stop at, let's say, 5,700, he can continue to hold his position.
All right, with this, it's time to slip into a short break, but don't go away. We'll try to answer more stock queries after the break.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Sambhav Steel Tubes Limited now proposes an initial public offering of its equity shares. The 100% book built offer is being offered at a price band of rupees 77 to rupees 82 per equity share of face value of rupees 10 each. Offer opens on Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Offer closes on Friday, June 27th, 2025. For risk involved and other details, please refer to the red herring prospectus dated June 19th, 2025, which is available on the website of the company, the SEBI, the BRLMs and the stock exchanges.
When the stakes are high and the answers are elusive, there's one voice unafraid to challenge the status quo.
At 8 p.m., I am not here to sugarcoat the truth. I am here to ask the hard questions. Because when others play it safe, I go straight to the heart of the matter. It's not about left or right. It's about what's right for India. It's about holding the powerful accountable.
About 10% profit makes sense to hold or exit. This again, I guess he would have bought the share after the listing, but he's in profit currently. Kunal, what will you advise?
See, I would advise to hold on to the stock as of now. Very recently, I think the stock post the results gave a very strong price volume breakout. where I think after almost like 3 months or 6 months, the stock managed to come back into a breakout that 900 mark. Volumes surged, momentum has come back, oscillators start to improve for LIC, and I think post that we've seen the stock very slowly, gradually moving to the 950 mark. Now, interestingly, also on the short-term charts, the stock is very close towards a consolidation breakout. More like on technical patterns, we call this as a flag pattern breakout for LIC. And if that gets confirmed, then I believe that the stock should be good for at least another 50 to 70 points on the upside.
Right, that's the word coming in on LIC. The next question is a general one about Sun Pharma, coming from Ramesh from Bangalore. He wants to know whether it is a good time to add Sun Pharma. What would you suggest, Ajit? Is now the right time or should he wait it out?
See, in the pharma space, if you see that we have very mixed trend, means at one end we have Divis, Dr. Reddy's, Biocon, they are holding strong. At the other end, we are seeing Sun Pharma, Lupin struggling in a very tight range while trading below the major averages. So if the view is short term, definitely he should avoid. The preference should be given to the names like Divis, Biocon. And if he's planning for investment, then he can consider accumulating at current levels and add more in case if it slips around 1550 area.
All right. Thank you so much, Kunal and Ajit, for joining at this hour. And viewers, due to paucity of time, we will not be taking any further query, but you can continue sending your queries and we'll answer all the other shows which are coming up next. Moving on from 1.5 degrees Celsius to now 2 degrees Celsius, international pledges to contain global warming has yielded very little. While India is among the world's top greenhouse gas emitters, third to China and USA, without the implementation of nationally determined contributions and strong COP agreements, global net zero goals will remain out of reach. For India, COP30 is a platform to push for climate justice and secure the finance and support needed to fulfill its net zero ambitions. Cutting through the jargon, join us today, Times Network India Climate Summit, where global leaders discuss India's place in the global climate agenda.
Right, that's all we have for you in this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Thank you so much for watching and don't go anywhere. Keep watching ET Now.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
Sambhav Steel Tubes Limited now proposes an initial public offering of its equity shares. The 100% book built offer is being offered at a price band of rupees 77 to rupees 82 per equity share of face value of rupees 10 each. Offer opens on Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Offer closes on Friday, June 27th, 2025. For risk involved and other details, please refer to the red herring prospectus dated June 19th, 2025, which is available on the website of the company, the SEBI, the BRLMs and the stock exchanges.
When the stakes are high and the answers are elusive, there's one voice unafraid to challenge the status quo.
At 8 p.m., I am not here to sugarcoat the truth. I am here to ask the hard questions. Because when others play it safe, I go straight to the heart of the